How's it going? Welcome, ladies and gents, to tonight's show. I am hoping everybody is having a blessed Sunday and ready to have a good show. Tonight, we are speaking on the migrant situation, migrants migrating from almost all over the world. It seems like people are being displaced, and there's something that is happening all over the world. We have our guest coming on with us tonight who's running a little bit behind. So I decided to start the live a little bit early. So let me know if you guys could hear me, can see me well. Let me know if the internet is well. Last week I did a live and the internet, the footages were not really good. So let me know if you guys could see me well while we get started with the show. And let me know where you're watching from as you come in. So we can give you guys a shout out. Let's see. Let me go check myself out here. Don't forget, guys, as you come in, please hit the like button. Et m vle salye tout moun mwen yo. Pendant nou ap entre nan live lan, pa bliye pou nou ban mwen like lan. Et si se premye fwa ou la pou abone avek chanel la, mwen remerciye nou an pil. Deske nou deside vin pase mouman sa avec Life in Haiti, I swear. Awesome. Marie Javier, Haitian Warrior King. Thank you guys for being the first two in the house. Good evening, Marie and Life in Haiti family. Good evening to you as well, my sister, Haitian Warrior King. Yes, I can see you. Thank you guys. I'm sure by now everyone have heard about all of the migrant situation, all of the things which is happening all over the world, guys. And we recently did an update in Columbus talking about what's happening there in Columbus with the Haitian migrants. But we are seeing that that is a crisis that's really getting bad almost everywhere, all around the world. And it is a concern, especially for many American citizens. Number one, a lot of the times people are assuming that, let's just say us Haitians, nous mêmes Haïtiens, nous pensons que P for immigrant, c'est simplement Haiti absoti. That most immigrants are coming out of Haiti when from research, only a small amount is really coming out of Haiti. Hold on, guys. Let me bring in our guest. Come on, yeah, Flem. How's it going?
Bonsoir, Marie, qui j'en yeah. How you doing?
Ou konen, grâce à Dieu, nous dormi, nous lever, nous pas plaindre, nous dit bon Dieu merci. Et ou même, how's it going?
It's going good. It's a day of just moving forward, a day of moving forward. Trying the devil trying to discourage me, but I'm not gonna get discouraged. Can you see me well?
Yes, we see you well, we hear you well. And it's always kind of something.
Let's
So
not
do
even
your best.
bring that energy in the building tonight.
Don't touch the screen. Whatever you do not touch your screen. That way you don't go blank. I know my peoples are well aware of who you are. I'm going to but give the people a quick today update on what's going on with Mac and how have things been with you um, since the last time you were on the show. And welcome everybody to the show. Thank you guys, all my faithful followers, Mr. Jackson, Silver Fox, Haitian Warrior King, Marie Javier, Elaine. Thank you guys so much. And don't forget to please share the live as you come in. Pabliye pou nou pataje live lan. Koman ye fwe? Man ale nan?
How you doing? This is Max from Max Journey. That's my YouTube channel. and I've been back in America after being in Haiti for 12 years, and this is about to be my year anniversary of being back in the United States of America. And, before I left to come to America, I was an advocate for deportees. Whenever deportee come in, my organization and myself will help them to reintegrate. And the Lord has just blessed me to be part of doing this here in America, to just helping the Haitian people whenever they come from Haiti to be able to integrate them into American society with the resources, the know-hows, and just getting them acclimated to the culture and showing them where to go to get adequate resources as far as healthcare, as far as jobs, as far as getting their documentation. So, right now I was in Florida. I spent the majority of Florida of 2023 when I first came back to America. And just really just giving myself time to just see what the Lord is what direction He's finna pull me and push me through. And gracious be to God, I'm here in Ohio right now. I'm in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm just part of a team of just people who cares for the migrants, care for immigrants, care for Haitians, care for people who just getting back into American society and getting back to normalizing their lives, and me just being a part of that is just really show, and it's really impacted myself to just stop looking at myself and look at the other people that need help. So me being here today, and especially like I said, February 11th, make a year of me being back in America. So that's the anniversary that's coming up for me. That's what's going on with me. And at the same time, I'm just continually just to push forward, push through everything that's happening in America and everything that's happening back in my hometown, Haiti. Because there's a lot of issues, and we're gonna discuss them and talk about them and just go from there.
Awesome. Oh, you good. We got some time. We're just getting started, so don't be shy with
No.
expressing yourself. So, guys, we got 22 in the house, 14 likes. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Don't forget, as you come in, please share the live. Let's get more watching. Pa bliye pou nou pataje live lan. Pa bliye pou nou bay like lan ki un gwo support avec nou men pendant nou ap entre nan live lan. So mwen gen pe video mwen ta remen jwe pendant nou ap entre nan live lan. And that is, where are migrants coming from? Kote en pe moun sa yo soti, kote paske an pil moun nou même nous Haiti, paske nous c'est haïtien. We're seeing it from the Haitian point of view. Mais nous vin wè tout, c'est pas seulement haïtien, nous genyen un pe lot moun ki nan problem immigration. So we're gonna play this video. We'll play part of it and then we'll get on to the show, okay?
Okay.
Hold on.
And that despite the U.S. sharing a border with Mexico, there are people from a number of different.
Hold on.
Did you know that recently, in just 5 days, almost 50,000 illegal migrants were processed by Border Patrol? And that despite the U.S. sharing a border with Mexico, there are people from a number of different countries coming to the U.S. The U.S. currently has the highest number of documented and undocumented immigrants when compared to other countries, with a little more than 45 million people, or 13.6% of the U.S. population. When it comes to just undocumented immigrants, the U.S. is home to approximately 10.5 million unauthorized, who make up about 3% of the total U.S. population. According to polls, the level of satisfaction with immigration as a whole, which includes both legal and illegal immigration, has varied over the years, ranging between a satisfaction level of 23% and dissatisfaction level of 72% in 2008, 41% satisfaction and 54% dissatisfaction in 2017, and today, the satisfaction level is 28% and the dissatisfaction level is 63%. And the rate of those seeking to enter the U.S. seems higher than ever. with the number of immigrants arriving at the U.S. border and trying to enter having doubled in the past year. However, a lot of people don't actually know too much about unauthorized immigration in the U.S. or where exactly most of these immigrants are coming from. So today on Across the Globe, we're going to be looking at where illegal immigrants in the U.S. are coming from. A quick note before we dive in is that this data is based on border encounters, which are defined as either apprehensions at the border or expulsion back into the illegal immigrant's country of origin. Because people can attempt to enter the country multiple times, an encounter doesn't necessarily refer to the number of people that are found trying to enter the country, but the number of this attempted entry happens. So while this data doesn't explicitly tell us the number of illegal immigrants in the US, it can be a good predictor of where these people are coming from. Number 6, Nicaragua. Between 2020 and 2023, the number of Nicaraguan encounters at the border totaled 339,217. This data reveals that Nicaragua is the country with the 6th highest number of people trying to enter the U.S. illegally. According to the experts, the high number of attempted immigration has been largely triggered by a breakdown of democracy and violence in Nicaragua due to the country's president, Daniel Ortega's increasing authoritarianism. For instance, after the president promoted his wife to vice presidency and began cracking down on protests in 2017, people began leaving the country in droves. According to the UN, 100,000 Nicaraguans left the nation in 2020, and by 2022, after it appeared that the president had rigged an election to stay in power, that number reached about 200,000. In addition to Nicaragua's oppressive government, 2 powerful back-to-back hurricanes that struck the country and were estimated to affect about 3 million people have also contributed to this exodus. Number 5, Cuba. Coming in at number 5 on our list is Cuba, which was the country of origin of a total of 442,000 border encounters between 2020 and 2023. The reasons for this are pretty varied, but include rampant inflation in the country, which has led people to have difficulty getting basic items like groceries. Additionally, tourism in Cuba dropped substantially during the pandemic, leading to challenges for the nation's economy. And finally, the current Cuban president's government has been widely seen as causing worsening political and economic issues in the country, which has also caused...
So let's pause a little bit, because one of the things that stood out is Ortega placing his wife as vice president. Can you believe that?
Wow. Wow. It just
In
shows.
Nicaragua?
Yeah, he's looking for self-interest. You know, they become a very powerful team.
Can you imagine a president just do one of the interesting thing, and you guys can find this at Across the Globe, this same video, is the fact that Haiti, as much as we see tons and tons of thousands of Haitians leaving, Haiti was not amongst the top 6 of countries that is traveling abroad. Actually, I was hoping I was looking for Haiti to be about number 4, maybe number 3. Haiti did not make the list, and one that had the highest number of migrants is Mexico.
Yep.
You got Venezuela, Nicaragua, Mexico, Honduras, Guatemala. They are migrating to the U.S. at a high number. What do you think is what's similar between all of these countries as we get into the show? Because you working with migrants, is it just Haitian migrants, or do you come in contact with all sorts of different migrants?
It started off at just Haitian migrants, and now that I'm part of the organization called Chris, I'm getting to see exactly what the data says. You know, you get to see a lot of migrants from Mexico. You know, a lot of them come from Mexico, and like the last week when I was there and just helping them with their asylum paperwork, it shows that a majority of these immigrants that are here are from the South America. You know, because one tell another, and a lot of them is coming in because of the administration, because of the Biden administration, just giving them a pass. So like the case state the cases that I had this past week, a lot of them came in because their family members are pulling them in. They're telling them, hey, you could get across the border easily. You know, and once you get across the border, you can file for asylum. And once you get the asylum, that you actually get the asylum paperwork in, it doesn't even have to get approved. Once you get the paperwork just pending, you're allowed to stay in the country from 5 to 10 years, depending on which state you're filing out of.
Hmm. Do you really think that the Biden administration is giving them a pass?
For me watching it, I really believe so. I really believe so because when I look at the data that's being just pushed out and the data that's showing that a lot of these a lot of these illegals, they get legal, and they get legal in the amount of time so they could back Biden and they could actually vote. Because you know you got 23 million migrants who are legal now who has the right to vote in 2024, and obviously they have their families who's transitioning from Nicaragua, from Cuba, from Mexico, and they obviously gonna lean toward Biden because he's letting them come through. So this is more than just what you see it is really a smoke screen in my opinion. You know, for me just
Hmm.
being on in hand with the migrants and talking to them, a lot of their family members who are still in Mexico or are still in Cuba or Nicaragua, they say they en route, they're coming, and a lot of them are coming before this administration, before the election, before the November election comes, because their families are gonna be supporting Biden. So when you see um Trump, a lot of Trump supporters are saying that Trump's gonna win. Trump's gonna win. Is one, yeah. If and that's a big if. You know, if the American who are here step in to make a difference, but from what I'm seeing and the numbers and the staggering numbers, migrants are the number one population, and they're sticking together, and they're remembering that it was through the Biden administration that got their family legal, and now that they have an opportunity. When I say legal, they families have an opportunity to get asylum and get paperwork and get documentation. Whereas when Trump was there, this was never even an issue.
Wow. But do you think that that's the narrative that the Biden administration or maybe one party is pushing and wanting us to believe? Guys, as you come in, don't forget to hit the like button. If you've yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so. As well, check out Mac's Journey channel, guys. He is on a journey to get 1K. He's doing awesome work working with the immigrants. So kindly, guys, visit his channel, guys, and give him a subscription, and let's help Mac channel get to 1K as soon as possible. Do you think that, let's say, and Danny, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank you for starting the night off with a $5 super chat. Thank you. Do you think that that is the narrative that they want people to believe? I'm going to speak in reference towards Haitians. We are seeing that a lot of Haitians are under the assumption that if they make it to the border, that they will automatically get to stay. The Biden administration came up with the sponsorship program, so at least they thought they could get control of how many immigrants just showed up at the border. However, we're seeing that even more and more immigrants have showed up at the border. Do you really think that the Biden administration is as lenient on immigration as maybe some of the people think that they are?
It's not think they are. The administration is lenient because what's going on in Texas is you have a mayor, the governor, Greg Abbott, who's just standing against what's happening. He does not want any more immigrants to cross through the Texas state. He does not want his state to become a sanctuary state. And when you hear and see how many people are backing Governor Abbott, you would think that what he's doing to stop and how he's doing that, he's building more, he's putting more and more razor wires to stop the people from coming. And you would think that because the stand that he took, that he would have some backing behind him, but no, the administration, the Biden administration, is standing firm. He's saying they want them immigrants to come. There's not a crisis. Nothing's wrong with the border. Matter of fact, Biden just said a statement that he's going to keep the border open to show you that this is an agenda for him to get the migrant votes that he's going to get. Because once you have 23 million illegals that was made legal in just that 4 years of just not even that 4 years, just in that 3.5 years of Biden being in the administration, they're gonna stay loyal to him. Because the reason they're gonna stay loyal to him, because they're thinking of their families who is crossing the borders now, and they're thinking about their families who have pending asylum cases, because this is how the majority of my Haitian people, that's just how my Haitian people who came through the humanitarian parole program, who came and through the borders and trying to get some type of legal status. The easiest legal status for a person who comes across the border is asylum, because once, like I said, you don't necessarily have to win your asylum case. You just have to put your asylum case within 1 year of entering the United States. And once that asylum case is in, you have more and more opportunity to stay in America, because they're not going to deport you if they haven't made a decision on your asylum case. So this is, I wouldn't say it's a loophole, but this is the information that is being just pushed through the border, and it's pushed through Mexico, through Nicaragua, through Cuba. Because before that, before when Trump was in office, it was due to the whole the COVID-19 epidemic that hit, that even though you have an asylum case, they didn't have to honor that. They didn't have to honor your asylum case. But now that Biden has took the reins, he abolished that, and he says no matter what the person, no matter if it's, even if the person is a criminal in their home country, as long as they get to America and they able to put in that for that asylum paper within a year, they able to stay and wait upon the decision of the asylum case. And that's where a lot of Americans, you see that that's something they don't agree with. You know, and that's why they say it's a crisis. You have the governor, Greg Abbott, who says this is why he's using his constitutional rights to protect the state of Texas, because he says it's an invasion. It's an invasion that's happening in Texas.
Wow. Let me play this video, because every immigrant, I was not fortunate to have the same faith, but let me play this.
To Haiti today attacked pilots and immigration officers on another flight after it landed in Port-au-Prince. So the plane carrying single adult men were released from the aircraft to Haitian authorities on the airport tarmac. Then NBC News reports several of those men stormed another recently arrived jet carrying families. The Biden administration has been ramping up the flights after more than 15,000 mostly Haitian migrants crossed into Texas from Mexico and set up a makeshift camp under a bridge. In Del Rio, here's NBC's Morgan Chesky. Shep, numbers are going down here in Del Rio, but there are still about 8,600 migrants beneath the border bridge, about a half mile from where I'm standing. Processing those people an absolute priority because of the brutal conditions here. It's still reaching about 100 degrees during the day. And while they are getting a little food and water, I have had migrants tell me what is being handed out is not enough. As it stands right now, we know that many of these migrants have been taken to nearby shelters and or processing centers. We had a chance to speak to one 25-year-old man who told us that he's on his way to Houston, before hopefully connecting with family in Brooklyn. But he told us of the struggles beneath that bridge for the past week with his pregnant wife, saying that at one point he swam back to Mexico to buy enough food and water so that his family would be okay because he couldn't rely on what was being handed out by the government. Now, we heard from Secretary Mayorkas earlier today, who said despite the current size of the encampment here, the goal is to have everything cleared out, everyone processed within the next 10 days. However, when you see the sheer size of it still beneath that bridge, it remains to be seen if that will actually happen in the next week or so.
Under the Haitian administration, my brother, a lot of Haitians, under the Biden administrations, a lot of Haitians were deported and returned back to Haiti.
Me, when I see that, I know a lot.
Gen Haitien yo deporte, yo retourne yo nan peyi ya.
Le mam gat bay sa, mam gade bay sa, mi toujou di, se yon problem, li pa même yon problem immigrant ou yon problem migrant, se yon problem ras. You know, paske le wap gade, the numbers where Haitian probably number 5, but they deporting the Haitians because I always say it's because there's a black nation. You know, I really believe that, and I really believe like this whole immigrant issue that's happening where they're letting in the quote unquote you letting in the Nicaraguans, you letting in the Cubans, you letting in the Mexicans, you letting in all the people who are traditionally white, you know, because they're not black, you know. They are brothers and sisters, but they're not a black nation as of Haiti. And I feel that they're targeting or they're holding Haitians more on this ridiculous status, whereas when the Mexicans come through, they don't ask them anything. They don't even care, even if this Mexican was a part of a cartel, or even if this Mexican is a criminal, they'll let him through. But here you have a mother and her child who are Haitian, and now they're getting scrutinized, they're getting looked, and they're getting asked all these questions. Like, obviously, when the Mexicans are coming through, they ask them, how did you get here? And they say, oh, we paid the cartel. And once they hear that, they automatically say, okay, you can file for asylum. But once the Haitian says, oh, we paid a cartel to get us through Panama, to get us through Nicaragua, they say, oh, well, you're enabling the trafficking. So now they're getting deported on that state. So I always say it's a bias. It really is. You know, on this channel, that's why I appreciate you, Marie, because we speak the real and we speak the uncomfortable topic. It's all about race. And when I'm looking at the numbers, and you see that out of the 2.9 or the 3 million migrants that came in last year, it's only half, maybe 650,000 of them were black. You know, the rest were coming from these predominantly, I'm not gonna say white, but they're not black nations. So I really believe this is a smoke screen to what's really happening, and something we have to discuss. It's a smoke screen where they are just targeting the black nations to water them down. Because once you have all of these so-called different nations that are not black nations come in, they're gonna start intermingling with the black people kids, and they're gonna start having these interracial babies, and it all comes back down to and I hate to say it because, you know, but it's the truth. It all comes back down to genocide, where they're trying to wipe out the black nation, the black people, by watering and keep watering us down, keep mixing us. So that's why you see a higher number of Mexicans, Chinese, Philippines. But once it comes to these black nations, when you don't see a lot of Africans, or you see them, but the numbers are not as high as it's for the people coming from South America, because the border's open for everyone. But once, and I've seen this done, once they see you're coming from a black nation, you're held more underneath the microscope. They do these different fingerprints and these background checks. Whereas when they see you coming from Cuba or Mexico or Nicaragua, they don't do that. They automatically open the border and say, come on through. So, you know, that's one of the ways of looking at it, and that's the way that a lot of us don't want to look at it, but it's the reality. This is a war on black people. This whole migrant situation where you're seeing all these migrants coming, people that, oh my goodness, I don't want the migrants here. I don't want them. That's just smoke screen, Marie. It really is. This
Tande, ou konen sa ki pi mal? C'est parce que ouais, tout l'autre pays ça, l'on a parlé de Cuba, l'on a parlé de Venezuela, l'on a parlé de Nicaragua. Pays ça Honduras, ça c'est pays vraiment yo campé un gens avec américain. Ou konen bagay Mexique lan, an pile migrant t'a passé là-dedans, ça son route pour un bon petit temps. Mais on va pour haïtien commencer faire route la même problème nan, c'est là ça le fait headline news.
Mhm.
Kou ouais, un peu haïtien débarqué là, living on l'autre bagay. As soon as it was Haitians that showed up at the border, it was something else. So for me, when they say that the Biden administration is really open, and that's why I have you as a guest. But from our Haitian people perspective, yes, he is blessing the Haitian people by giving them temporary relief. But in the same token, chaque semaine toujours gen avion y ap deporte moun entre au Haiti.
Yeah, deportation.
Yo pasi san deporte moun ap entre nan peyi a malgre nan sityasyon. Eske yo ba Haitien même chance lan pou yo même yo jwen un chance pou yo fil pour asylum, pour yo fil pour CAT, Convention Against Torture, parce que même nous-mêmes, nous ouais que nous pas un gros numéro vraiment dans liste de immigrants qui a entré sorti aux États-Unis.
Top 10 Haitian final top 10. To find out and see the Haitian people, you have to go in the top 20, and just to show that our numbers are very small, and just to show that and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna lean away from what we talking about, but it shows that a lot of Haitians that I've spoken to from just being a part of the Haitian community in Ohio, a lot of them don't want to be in America. A lot of them don't want to come here and live amongst a group of people who don't even want them here. The only reason the Haitians are here is because is because Haiti right now is in a situation where we're going through different leaderships and gangs and etc. So it's not like the fact of when you're looking at, and I'm not saying that's the downgrade was going on in Mexico and Nicaragua, but it's not as intensified as it is in Haiti. You have Haitians who are willing to even stay in Haiti with all that's going on, just to be part of their own culture. Of the majority of the Haitians that I speak to, when I talk to them on a one-on-one level, they say, "Man, I don't want to be here. The only reason I'm here is because Haiti has become a place where I can't live. But I don't want to be around the Blanc, because the Blanc don't respect us, and they take away the Haitian. They don't give the Haitian the respect that we should get, from helping their country been liberated. You would think that they would give, or they would look at the Haitian people more as put them on not on a pedestal, but give them more of opportunity to come here. But as you say, once the Haitians started crossing and you'll see this on the news, and if you read the articles, you'll see once the Haitians started crossing into and found that the Mexican border, that's automatically when the narrative changed, where it became a crisis. Now it's a migrant crisis, but when the Mexicans been crossing for decades, it was never a crisis. But once the Haitians started crossing, then you have these made up numbers where it went from 1.5 million all the way to 3 million in less than 2 years. So you look at like, wow, what are they really? What is really going on? And you have to I had to step back and look at it from not just on a global level. not just microscopic, and they just saying, "Oh, these migrants are coming in, they're taking our jobs." No, that's not. That is not the agenda. The agenda is not for the migrants to come in and take their jobs, take their housing. No, the migrants are here. Once again, they're here to water down the black race, and eventually, how I would say this, wipe out the black culture, the black people as a whole. Because once you start bringing in these migrants in such a high level like this, automatically they're going to start intermingling. In 10, 15 years, you're not going to find you're not going to be able to see, like, wow, you're not going to have a whole black community. It's going to be a mixed interbreed community. I mean, I'm just speaking the truth. I know we're gonna have a lot of backlash, but we gotta talk, Marie.
Well, this is that's your opinion,
That's my
and
opinion.
it's okay to and hey, some opinions turn to facts. And if that's how you see it, you don't know how many others who are watching may feel that way and have not had a platform to just express themselves. Let me give a big shout out to my sister Millennia. Hello, sis. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat and the $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you for your continuous love. And thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you. Marie says, whatever problem we as a nation encounter in this life, it's all related to race. Wow. So, welcome everybody to the live. If you have yet to subscribe to this channel or to Max Journey, please take out the time, guys, and visit Max Journey channel. He is also a YouTuber working to get his channel up and running. And on his channel, guys, he has some great migrant videos that's actually doing very good. So, guys, please, on the title, hit that blue at Max Journey and go and subscribe to his channel. Stitching Goods, thank you for joining me live tonight, joining us live. Mr. Seal says, good evening, everyone. Is crazy here in New York. Would you like for me to finish? And please share the live, guys. Would you like for me to finish playing that video, giving us the top 6 immigrants?
Yeah, put the numbers out there so they can hear it.
You think I should finish playing that video? Hallelujah. Hold on a second.
Leave. Interestingly, many Cubans who are trying to enter the U.S. have been approaching the U.S. border by land, not by water. This is largely because the Nicaraguan government started allowing Cubans to enter the country without visas, so people have increasingly been flying there before traveling through Mexico to the U.S.
So one thing I want to share is how Nicaragua is the path for a lot of these migrants, because now he has made his country a visa-free country where at any time, even from Haiti, you can decide to buy a ticket and end up in Nicaragua. Not everyone does that for this purpose, but we know that a lot of people take advantage and purchase that ticket because it grants them the ability to have that pathway. Do you agree?
Of course, they're gonna make it as easy as possible from and the whole thing that's happening in Haiti with the crisis and just the politics, it's a grand scheme of to take the young Haitian men. When I say the young Haitian men, the 19, the 20, the 18-year-old out of the country. So once they get out of the country, it's no more multiplying, is no more babies being made. Because once they get to America, I'm not saying this for a whole for the majority, but there is a small majority that are not gonna get back to their Haitian roots. Once they get to America, they're gonna find a situation that's better for them, or a situation that's foreign to them, where they don't know about a person who don't know about Haiti, and then they intermingle. So now you have these mixed babies out here who don't even know how to speak Creole, because their father is not going to teach them Creole, because when he left his homeland Haiti is such in chaos, and such and being looked at on the world scheme as, I don't even want you to be associated or know about what's going on or what is Haitian. It's been several Haitians that I met who's been on that journey from Haiti to Nicaragua to Guatemala to America. And once they get here, I even encountered a Haitian. I'm speaking Creole to him, and I know he understands me, but he's responding to me in Spanish. Why is that? Because he does not want to be associated with Haiti. He does not want to be associated with his roots. And once you can't control a nation through fear anymore, and you're giving them a way out, you start controlling them by what they're seeing and what you're putting in their kids. Because that the kids are the future. I know it's a cliche, but it's the truth. The kids are the future, and once the kids are not associated with Dessalines, they don't know about Boukman. They don't know about how did Haiti get free. That they're not going to want to do anything for this country. They're not going to want to do anything for Haiti.
Lò an ap fè bel emisyon sa yo, se pou nou lage un pe an kreol tou.
Oui, oui.
Pou ke men moun ki ap suiv jodi a, e moun ki ap pataje ou pa jam konen ap lage li rete pou l'eternite, pou ke yo menm tou yo ka apren de kilti yo, pou yo ka konen ke menm ke bon Dieu ben yo pou soti nan peyi a, pou nou menm nou pa bliye peyi a, paske nou wè sa se objektif ke pou yo mette dlo nan ras nou, pou yo fè nou bliye. E m fè an emisyon de sa, oui, nan semen pase a kote, wè depi komansman aparan nou, granparan nou, yo te komanse mette nan san yo pou yo rayi pep Haitien. They already started instilling the hate towards Haiti. We don't know why that is, but we know that it's a fact. It happens. 3CP says, Max telling the truth. The agenda is to mix out the black race in USA. Secondly, allocate immigrants to shortage of police and military for the upcoming wars in exchange for citizenship. Wow. So let's continue, guys. Don't forget, if you are new here, to please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to like and please share. Don't forget to check out our guest channel, Mac and Mac's Journey, guys. Let's get Mac to 1K sub tonight, guys. We got 92 watching. You have my permission to take a step out and go and get that subscribe. Hit that subscribe for Mac, guys. Let's encourage him and show him that we thank him for stopping by Life in Haiti as a guest. So let's continue, guys, to show you guys where are these immigrants absorti. So nous-mêmes, peuple haïtien, pas penser seul nous-mêmes. Parce que vraiment, dans numéro immigrant, à problème pays nous gagne, numéro pas nous vraiment petit. Nan moun qui a déplacé dans pays yo, qui a pris route là pour aux États-Unis. On continue.
Because it's so relevant, I'll note that using Nicaragua as a springboard to enter the U.S. is part of a wider problem with immigration today. In fact, according to immigration experts, it's believed that the Nicaraguan government is allowing so many immigrants who ultimately hope to enter the U.S. to pass through Nicaragua without a visa because they're trying to put pressure on the U.S. government in the midst of increased sanctions. When it comes to Cuba specifically, for instance, about 17,000 Cubans have flown to Nicaragua in only a matter of months. Number 4, Venezuela. Between 2020 and 2023, 445,254 encounters with those of Venezuelan origin were reported at the border. This isn't anything new, though, and in fact, since 2015, about 7 million Venezuelans have left the country. While initially many of these people started moving to neighboring nations, more recently, people have tried to come to the U.S. seeking asylum. For instance, in 2022 alone, there were about 188,000 Venezuelan encounters at the border, which was up about 73% when compared to the previous year. The reasons for this exodus are complex and include a wide range of factors. Interestingly, one key issue has been oil, as Venezuela has one of the largest oil reserves in the world, representing about 17.5% of the world's total oil. As a result, because Venezuela's economy is so dependent on oil, I'm sure you can imagine that any issues with the oil industry has the potential to majorly impact the country's economy as a whole. And while we're not going to go into all the details behind that here, what you should know is that when oil prices started to decline in recent years, coupled with sanctions imposed by the U.S. in response to worsening political conditions in Venezuela, Venezuela's GDP diminished by about 2/3 between 2014 and 2020. As a result, this confluence of factors has widely been seen as a major contributor to the increase in the number of Venezuelans trying to come to the U.S. In an effort to curb this rampant immigration driven by Venezuela's economic and political crisis, the U.S. has recently tried to negotiate a loosening of sanctions in exchange for a democratic election in the country. As this policy is so new, it's yet to be seen whether it'll be effective in achieving the desired outcomes. Now, the next couple of countries we're going to be looking at include two countries that are part of the so-called Northern Triangle region in Central America. The number of people in this region who are looking to enter the U.S. is significant due to high rates of poverty there, along with violence and corruption in these areas. Number 3, Guatemala. Between 2020 and 2023, just shy of 700,000 Guatemalans, or 693,552 to be exact, were encountered at the U.S. border. Like we've seen with other countries so far, these numbers have increased in recent years. For instance, while about 61,000 Guatemalans were apprehended at the border between 2012 and 2017, that number increased to 116,000 in 2018 and 264,000 in 2019. According to research from Duke University, many of these people are coming from rural areas of Guatemala, driven primarily by droughts, leading to issues with agriculture, which is an industry that employs about 30% of all Guatemalan workers. Looking more closely at the rural areas people are coming from, most are coming from the Western Highlands region, which is known to be one of the poorest and most rural areas of Guatemala. In addition to agricultural issues, people are leaving Guatemala and trying to enter the U.S. because of high levels of crime in the country, especially in urban areas, including a rising homicide rate and concerns surrounding drug trafficking. Number 2, Honduras. Honduras is another Northern Triangle country that people are leaving. Between 2020 and 2023,
notice none of them are black nations.
6,200 encounters were with
An
those
agenda.
of the region. According to the Brookings Institute, research shows that climate factors and violence have both caused a massive increase in the number of illegal immigrants trying to enter the U.S. from Honduras. Other research supports this, showing that 94% of those who left Honduras for the U.S. cite economic hardship as their rationale, along with 52% attributing their leaving to escape violence, 46% due to environmental concerns like storms and droughts, 46% to political reasons like corruption or persecution, and 31% to family reunification. Looking specifically at the 52% who chose to leave Honduras because of violence, this is largely due to the rampant violence and gang activity that's present in Honduras, with 57% of Honduran migrants reporting that they never felt safe at home. In fact, the U.S. State Department has warned that Honduras is one of the most dangerous places in the world due to homicide, gang activity, armed robbery, and kidnapping. Number 1, Mexico. Number 1 on our list is Mexico, which has seen about 2.5 million border encounters between 2020 and 2023, making up 30% of
we know about Mexico. But do you notice what stand out? Let me ask you, what stood out to you in the description of all these countries? What stood out?
They all have some type of political unrest. There's all some type of criminal fascist group that is taking over the country, and they all are being aided by the US. They all are being aided by the US because of this crime facet that they talk about in each one of these countries, you know, and due to uh, due to us not knowing, or we may even know the agenda that America is pushing on the global scale, which is the same agenda they've been pushing for centuries now. Not even, I ain't even gonna say for decades, for centuries. It goes back to my main argument, Marie. It goes back to annihilating the black people because they need them to be the dominant race, the Caucasian, the white, to be the dominant race. But just through just through, as we can see what's happening, it can no longer be that. Because by design, the white people will exterminate themselves with this process of what they have going on just right now. You know, through them allowing and thinking that if they allow all of these people to come into the states, that is they're gonna look at them as the way the black people used to look at them, as being their white gods. But now that black people are starting to wake up and figure out who we are as a nation, who we are as people, and where we come from, and that's no longer the fact. That's no longer the issue. You know, that's no longer where we're looking to the white man to come and free us. We're freeing ourselves, and now that the Americans, the whole nation of America is starting to see this, they take a different tack, you know. And this is the second phase of wiping out the real predominant race, the race that was here thousands and thousands of years ago, the black race.
Wow, you gave me a whole different perspective. I wasn't expecting the show to go that route.
You know, no,
If I had I honestly was not prepared for that. But you have, I mean, you have a good way of looking at it.
Marie, it came from the live that we did on Wednesday, and I started thinking, I'm like, what's really going on? The whole America is talking about migrants, migrants, migrants. Why are these migrants here? They're taking our jobs, and I had to take myself out of it and really look at what's really going on. You know, that it's just a smoke screen because they don't. America don't care about migrants. America never have did, because if they did, they would have been talking about the Indians and et cetera, et cetera. America's never cared about black people. That's not thing. America care about two things. They care about keeping the white supremacy dominant as the dominant race and making money. That what it's all about. And to be able to keep that trend going, you have to throw something in front of something that's affecting everyone, which is this issue, this migrant issue. And everyone thinking that they're trying to protect America. You can't protect something that was never yours. You can't defend something that you don't even know the history of America, that the black people was the first people here. The black people, not even the Haitians. The Haitians had were the ones that freed America. If the Haitians never fought for their freedoms, they would never if the Haitians never fought for their freedom from the French, they would have never been able to cripple Napoleon from having money to be able to keep Louisiana. And that's the only reason that America is prosperous to the way it is right now, is due to the Haitians, due to this black nation uprising and opening other black people's eyes. So that's why when you look at Haiti and you see what's going on, this is by design what's happening to Haiti. This is by design. They see that they can't exterminate us through starvation, through different levels of crippling a nation. That's not working. So what are they gonna do? If you can't beat somebody, you join them and you open up your borders. So now you're getting this flow of young men leaving Haiti by the thousands, this flow of young women leaving Haiti by the thousands. And once they get here, the first thing they do, oh, fuck me, my blanc, fuck me, blanc, blanc. And what that blunt does, because it speaks about that in the Bible. Once you get around another person who's idolizing another God, you're going to start believing in that God, which is the white Jesus, the white God that they've been pushing down Americans' throat for so long, been pushing down black people throat for so long, that if you even talk to certain groups of people about religion, they're like, whoa, hold on, man. I don't even want to hear about that. Because that's the truth, because it goes back to control of a nation, control of a race, so your race could be the dominant race.
Guys, please share the live. Don't forget, guys, please share the live.
Bayon pil mari pou kou mwen dlo asway.
Balon ti blo. Okay, yo vin apil, yo vin trop. Hey, mwen la map swim. Guys, please share the live, guys. We got up to 99. Let's get 100 watching. Partage live lang, guys. Please share the live. Thank you, guys, for the super chats that came in. Danny, thank you again for another $5 super chat. Jean, thank you for the $2 super chat. I love your content. Thank you, guys. I love you all as my viewers. Mr. Jackson, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Thank each and every one of you guys for your continuous love and support of this channel. Thank you. Please share the live, guys. Let's get more people watching. One of the things, because I'm going to play the devil's advocate here. You have a lot of people that are at home watching, and they are saying, if you feel this way, then why are you guys, specifically Black nations, why do you waste your time migrating into our country? Because we're not asking you guys to come. You guys are voluntarily coming to the United States.
Because this is an issue that's been hand fed for centuries, that the white individual is our savior. And if I'm close to around the white individual, I'm gonna have opportunity. Because once we look at let's step away from Haiti. Let's look at Africa. When you look at the images that they're pushing and been feeding us about Africa, the homeland, they say, the majority of Africans are poor. They show Africans in huts. They show Africa in such a deplorable state that you don't want to be associated with that. And when you look at America, they say America's the number one place in the country, is most prosperous, you got more opportunity. It's even to a kid, he's gonna want to do that. So when you ask a question like that, there's no way of properly answering that if you don't know the history of how we've been manipulated and how we've been brainwashed to the fact that once a person sees a Caucasian person, he already sees hope. And that's how they cripple the country. That's how they cripple Haiti. That's how they're crippling America now, as the extinguishing The extinction of black men is happening because the black men is the dominant race. Everything comes from black men. But when when you've been brainwashed to believe that oh man, look at my people. My people were slaves. My people were my people can't read. My people was under bondage for 400 years. Please, Mr. Please, slave owner, show me the way. Show me how to read. Show me how to get my finances right. Show me how to do business so you stop associating yourself as being from these nations. You start associating yourself. I want to be part of America. I want to be part of the dream. And as you see in America, they have this big campaign. It's called a mega make. It's an acronym.
Make
MAG.
America great again.
Exactly. And this is just the systematic brainwash. If you keep saying this and they put it in an acronym, so even little kids who are just being even little kids who don't even know how to even read because they're Spanish or they're Haitian or they're Chinese, but they know this acronym. They know this acronym that they've been pushing down the throat to make America great again. And once you constantly seeing that from the age of 7 all the way to 70, it's obvious you're gonna want to be here. You know, so when a person asks that question, you have to go back to educating not just yourself about who you are, but about why is this country always targeting black people? And whenever black people talk about themselves, they say, oh, you just being Afrocentric. Oh, you're just talking about you're just being biased towards yourself. But whenever a black person talk about black history, it's always goes into uncomfortability and oh, you need to calm down, man. You it's not like that anymore. These are not the same people that was that was the slave owners. But how can they not be the same people if these were the same people? If their mother's great grandmother was a slave owner, I'm not saying that as of now the daughter's a slave owner, but she's not too far from the tree, you know. And that's why my black women are being targeted, and my black women are being influenced on such a high level of the black man is incarcerated or the black man is losing his masculinity to the point that she doesn't even need a man. And once the women stop needing men, she's going to take whatever she can have, whatever in front of her, rather it be our Mexican brother or our Honduran brothers or et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, because it goes back to the original question: why do we as a black nation want to come here? Because we've been fed that America is great, and the Make America Great Again campaign that is being brainwashed through our youth. How can they not want to be here? It's a systematic attack, Marie, not just on migrants. Migrants is so small and minuscule that they're not looking at that. They're looking at bringing in this massive amount of non-black people into America. So once they get here, they're gonna start intermingling with the black people, making the black people lose who and where we came from. So once we lose that, you get into, oh, okay, let's make America great again. Instead of let's make Haiti great again. Let's make Guyana great again. Let's make Sierra Leone great again. Let's make our roots, our ancestors great again. You know, it goes on stages. It's a stage. It's different levels and different stages that they're attacking the nation, the black people. They're attacking us systematically from business to politics to education to the point where our whole reliance is gonna be on Americans. Our whole reliance is going to be Man, if I could get to America, then I could have opportunity. If I could leave my country, then I could have opportunity. But once you leave your country, that when the brainwash starts. That when the brainwash systematically starts.
Wow. You mentioned, guys, don't forget probably frérot Forestal, c'est faut que nous traduit en créole parce que wap bien parler là frère. C'est translating Creole. Wap bien parler. Et vraiment, un peu moun mwen yo pa bliye pou bay moun yo bagay la en créole tout parce que nous gen un pile haïtien qui la
Yeah.
nan émission qui ap suiv nous. One of the things you mentioned is migrant voting. Now, I have one impression or understanding, but you're able to maybe open our eyes to something different. I was under the impression that a migrant cannot vote up until they become a U.S. citizen, que un immigrant pa ka vote pou jistan ke yo vini un citizen. Men nou konen ke bagay yo chanje. We know that things fluctuate and things can change. As of today, can migrants vote? An example, TPS status, which is temporary protected status. Migrants under CAT, Convention Against Torture, or migrants that are sponsored through the parole program, through Biden program, what we call it. Est-ce que moun sa yo, est-ce que yo même yo ka vote? Can they vote?
For my knowledge, as long as the migrant, and I'm just saying what they told me when I talked to the attorneys. I asked that because I asked the exact same questions in the same state, and they told me yes, they can vote. Their vote, their opinion does matter. So when they're in,
Yo ka vote. Ça veut dire que
so
wap di ke immigrant Biden yo ka entre nan ligne avec Americain yo et puis yo ka vote. Parce que pou n'bay bagay yo clair.
fuck your game green card yo. Fuck your game green card. Fuck your game
Residence.
green card. But they have to have some status in the country to be able to vote in the country. And when you have 23 million legal migrants who are citizens and they apply for their families to get their permanent residence card, they obviously going to be back voting towards making this whole immigration status more lenient, you know.
Men, moun nan, tan kou ou fek entre nan Biden nan, ou même ou pa ka vote.
No, you
Di
cannot.
ke pou nya yap fe plas pou bon pa yo, pou moun ou ka toujou di, mwen ap vote démocrate ou bien mwen ap vote républicain, parce que c'est li même qui te bam chance, qui te bam bénédiction pour mwen entre famille.
Exactly.
Wow, guys.
Exactly.
Wow. Guys, please share the live. Don't forget to share the live. And if you've yet to hit the subscribe button, guys, please hit the subscribe button. Please check out Mac's Journey channel and subscribe there. Stay hungry. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat and the love. Thank you so much for the continuous support and love of life in Haiti. Now, what done happened to you, Mac? Kotoala.
Oh man, I'm gonna try to exit and come back in.
Okay. Come on, I'll be waiting. So, guys, I'm gonna be waiting on my guest. He has dropped a lot of good gem. I swear, Ali, vraiment, Monsieur Mac, vraiment parle bien. Bien quoi le pote malé jodi. Mais pour peuple haïtien qui a suivi live là, nous venons voir que c'est pour nous faire précaution dans un sens. Parce que en pile nan nous aujourd'hui, aime pas là pour me dire nous ça pour nous faire ça nous pas qu'à faire. Mais il y a des bagages ou tendez ou pantan sous lui, c'est pour réfléchir pour côté parole ça ou sorti, côté moun nan joine parole là. Est-ce que gagne qui ça l'a dit là? Est-ce que ça l'a dit a vraiment un bon parole vrai? Parce que ouais que d'ailleurs de vidéos et stats nous étudier, c'est pas simplement ou gen plus panyol yo qui a entré aux États-Unis. Mais ouais que les que c'est haïtien qui commence à faire mais zin voy. Mais Mac dit comme ça que c'est un gens y a fait pour yo mettre de l'eau dans race nous. C'est un gens y a fait pour yo chercher un gens pour yo water down race peuple haïtien. So nous-mêmes peuple haïtien fait gros précaution dans tout sens pendant nous aux États-Unis, pas oublier pays pas oublier race et me connaît peu moun nous gen doit faire un bail pour dire pour ka joindre statut pour légal mais gen des bagay moun n'a dit et ma qui pour ta dire li pi bien oui en créole là parce que gen des bagay moun n'a dit c'est pour tandel frère moi vle jouer une vidéo let me play this video and then
Okay.
huh?
No, I'm making sure you can see me.
Oh, oui, nous well. Nous well. Hold on.
It is Sunday. Okay, let's talk about the immigrant thing. I had somebody come at me a couple of times yesterday with some false information about what we do and don't do for undocumented people in this country. First of all, if people manage to get into our country as an undocumented immigrant and they manage to go to work, they pay taxes and they get no refunds and no benefits from it. They do not get Social Security upon their retirement. They cannot collect and enjoy welfare. They do not get health insurance or food stamps. The only benefit the government provides any person who is undocumented is if you are an undocumented minor child enrolled in school. You can qualify for free and reduced lunch, and you can get Medicaid. That's it, kids. That's all they get. Yet they come to our country wanting a better life, and they work all the really hard jobs that people like you and me, it's just not on our radar to do jobs like that because, we've got privilege here, don't we? Do you have any idea how much the cost of fruits and vegetables would go up, among other things, if we did not have undocumented people wanting to come to this country and do those kind of jobs? Never mind the fact that we're all human beings, and newsflash, we're all here illegally unless we're Native American or indigenous of some kind. Let's not do that, okay? So since nobody really wants to have this conversation, I'm just going to put it out there. Hopefully at least one person will see it and get it. This talking point of, the illegal immigrants are costing us so much, they're drain on the system, I don't want to pay for them to be here. You're not.
What did you think of what she had to say?
Me, when I see videos like that, I feel as though they're trying to show and that they want more immigrants to come. They want more immigrants to cross the border so they can make this campaign. Like I said, this campaign of we don't want immigrants here. But in the hindsight, But in hindsight, America it will be impossible for America to function without illegal immigrants here, because those are the ones that are doing the jobs, you know. And for me being here in Ohio, and to see how the city is just opening up their arms, but at the same time they're like, okay, well, okay, you need this paperwork to work, but then you have employers, they're hiring illegal undocumented individuals. So when I see videos like that, I just see and hear a person just inviting more and more migrants to come to America.
Mhm. So in a way, it goes against what everybody is basically screaming they don't want. But honestly, guys, migrants help America a whole lot. The,
Tremendously.
the thing is, I try not to push my opinion because I don't want people to feel as if my opinion is biased. Parce que lè mwen men mwen se haisyen, epi mwen ap pale, an nou di, mwen men map di, se pou yo kite plis haisyen entre nan peyi yo, men mwen nan gen a di e kaipal e li pa d'akor. Men nan tout sens nou konen ke os Etats-Unis, menm pou jis kounya, pe maman e papa nou ki travay vreman di, e yo depi komansman yo ap travay ke pe moun yo pa d'akor pou yo fè fasilman. Eske yo kompren?
C'est comme ça la situation hier. C'est ça. États-Unis, c'est un pays qui gagne des phases, qui gagne des visages. You know, les gens ont un visage quand tu dis, yo pas besoin d'immigrants là, yo pas besoin d'immigrants toucher terre, yo besoin d'immigrants pas là, mais en réalité, yo gagne l'autre côté quand tu as dit, nous besoin d'immigrants parce que yo fait un pile avantage, ou gagne un pile dans l'État, comme New York, comme California, comme même Columbus, qui ouvre porte par immigrants. Vous comprenez? Yo ba immigrants plus avantage dans le sens de monde qui dans terre, parce que yo besoin immigrants yo vini, so yo ka fait immigrants venir dans situation quand immigrants travail, gendarme l'an dit immigrants pas payer taxe. Vous comprenez? Immigrants pas jeune il pas jeune yon 401k, il pas jeune retirement, so li comme si yon sens de almost mbaka di free, mbaka di comme si gratis, mais côté yo t'a payé yon moun qui sous sol lan, qui gen papier, côté yo t'a payé yon moun $25, le yo immigrant, yo a bay mi se $15, avec yo kon immigrant a prend $15, avec la content à $15 parce qu'il gen yon travail. Sou m'ka do mwen vale haïtien qui prend yon travail qui pas même payer yo $15 ou t'as saisi quand tu as fait États-Unis, il dit il faut que tu travailles 8 ans, après ça pour un break. Quand immigrant travaille 12 ans sous pied yo. Vous comprenez? Avec le parle immigrant ça, quel content parce qu'il a touché ti monnaie, il a touché ti cob. Et avec c'est ça États-Unis vinn faire avec immigrants yo vinn faire yo vinn faire yon industry of cheap labor, you know, for these big corporations. C'est ça comme toujours fait moun yo garder, toujours fait moun yo ouvrir yo, pas garder, OK, États-Unis mais immigrants, ou États-Unis pas mais immigrants. Non, bah ça c'est yon parole de cob. C'est cob qui a fait non gros corporation, the big corporations, they need workers after après COVID-19 là. Américains ont pas sous travail, ils plutôt ton yon chèque, yon gouvernement envoie yon chèque, ou y a travail la caille. So qui j'ont ka lever économie sous pas gen immigrant ça qui a travail dans Amazon warehouse, qui a travail dans Target warehouse, qui a travail in so much of these big industries. The Americans are definitely not going to do it. When I was going, let me pour immigrant yo qui était dans appartement, pas tellement te gen, li pas gen chauffage, li pas gen de l'eau, yo t'a vivre dans un côté qui vraiment misérable. Avec les
Pendant
map,
yo nan pays qui fret.
oui, dans un pays qui fouette. Vous comprenez? Qu'on a les map transporté, yo map eti yo dans appartement, map meti yo dans hôtel là, immigrant quel content. Li di oh bon bagay, qu'on a m'ka joine carbone m'ka coûter coucher, qu'on a m'ka planifier journée m'ka compte qui bo ou qui ça m'pa le faire. Bon les map prend parce que te gen l'autre monde dans appartement, c'est pas seul immigrant, il te gen américain qui dans appartement. Les map prend américain yo, they entitled. Américain ba di, oh, pour qui ça va mettre dans hôtel là, bon, faut qu'on mette dans l'autre appartement, on va comprendre, on pas besoin appartement, on pas besoin hôtel ça yo trop petit, etc. Américain plein plus parce immigrant, parce que immigrant la chercher la vie, li despêcher un côté, so il can mettre tête li, so he could get to the next day. But when you're dealing with the Americans, they're not with that. The Americans feel they should continue to have these amenities without even working for these amenities. So like I said, it goes back to our original question. When I see a video like that, I look at it and I say, wow, okay, they're just inviting, you just have invité plus immigrants sont là, so you can continue keeping the economy at a standstill where you don't see a lot of owners anymore. You see more workers. You see more travailleurs. Parce que les nèg la quitté côté, li quitté Haïti ou quitté Mexique ou quitté Honduras, n'importe côté quitté, les gens dépensaient tout cob li. Qu'on a livin là, li besoin cob, li besoin gens so ka vivre avec gens la vie immigrant yo pas ou pas vraiment à l'aise parce qu'on a toujours gagné un appel côté mon abrelo de aux États-Unis voyons bail pour moi so immigrant toujours à chercher moyen so il ka fait comme même si c'est 2 3 4 travail la fait yo. Can they say they
Demande une question, frère. Est-ce que un pile pays accusé américain pour série de problèmes yo gagne dans pays yo? Un pile pays nous est Mexique relé aux États-Unis dans côte parce que yo dit que aux États-Unis grainer yo avec zam dans pays a et bal. Yo vinn déstabiliser pays yo. Yo vinn faire que gouvernement pays a pas ka gen contrôle pays a. Nous ouais que Venezuela gen même problème yo. Ouais Honduras gen même problème, ouais Guatemala gen même problème. Et ouais Haïti nous après les amre dans tout côté dans pays a pour même problème. Gang, zam, insécurité, moun pa ka vivre. C'est un coup vin pas comprendre moun encore, nous youn pas comprendre l'autre dans pays a parce que bagay yo vin un jeune fille jeune garçon ouais c'est normal demain si Dieu veut lever quartier a pas reconnaître li parce que tout prêt pour tuer tout le monde. Est-ce que vous pensez que dans tout problème nous attendons dans le pays, au change de demander aux questions qui sont ouais qui similar dans tout pays. Un bagay que moi-même moi ouais qui similar, c'est que en pile pays ça yo a combat kidnapping. Yo a combat insécurité. Yo a combat négazam. Yo a combat presque même bagay que nous-mêmes peuple haïtien nous après les amray pour li. Un bagay que nous connaît qui clair que Haïti pas fait zam. Et pour zam nan entre dans pays et pour sortir un côté et nous là nous voisin avec américain. Puis fort pays ça yo, c'est voisin américain. Et ou même ou a dit que li sous avantage américain pour yo gen immigrant dans pays. Même là après l'amray, immigrant c'est un gros business. C'est voyer wash caché même. Est-ce que vous pensez que c'est un bagay qui en esprit insécurité ça yo mette dans pays yo pour déstabiliser pays a pour moun nan pays a pas à l'aise.
Ça c'est une tactique qui j'ont pour faire une nation dreti plus facile. Ou vin craser système éducation yo, ou vin craser système économiquement, ou vin craser système yo pour yo avancer, ou vin créer yon panique dans pays an. Qu'on a le ap gade ou gen yon panique dans exemple Haiti, ou gen yon panique dans Honduras avec yo fait situation immigrant facile quand on a traversé border, qu'on a l'autre traversé border, pour qui ça ou pas faire ça? Bon, je plus moun pour quitter la caille parce que pas un grand monde, pas un grand maman qui a d'accord petit li a grandi dans une situation li pas à l'école, l'a kidnappé, il a violé en petite fille, il pas jamais d'accord ça. Ça va toujours chercher une opportunité pour mettre petit tout, pour mettre femme dans plus bon moyen de vie. C'est ça que fait ouais, ça c'est une tactique. Ça c'est une tactique faut venir immobiliser un pays avec l'Amérique tellement fort dans ça parce que yo mouto qui gens immobiliser une nation noire, yo mouto qui gens faut immobiliser un peuple qui en bas bouche, un peuple haïtien qui en bas bouche pour quelques années. So, même stratégie qui t'a passé dans temps longtemps, c'est même stratégie ça qui a passé dans tout pays différent. Pas rien qui différent. Seul bail ou ka ouais qui différent ou gain plus chance faut vérité à sortir parce que gain plus social media qu'on a côté mon a parlé de vérité. Mais depuis vérité ça a sorti depuis nous-mêmes sous Chine Marian, sous Chine Pam, nous parler de tout ça qui a passé. Ou j'ai l'autre type de monde qui dit faut que me quitter Haïti. Ou toujours j'ai trois types de monde dans vie. Ou j'ai monde qui connaît ça qui a passé. Ou j'ai monde qui pas même qui ça qui a passé. Avec ou j'ai monde qui pas connaît ça qui a passé. Vous comprenez? In life, you're going to get 3 different sets of people. You're gonna have a dude. You're gonna ask, why you working at UPS? Oh man, what you mean I'm working? Then you have another dude. Why you working at UPS? Oh man, the hours long, but this is what it is right now. I'm just trying to get a job. Then you ask the dude another person the same question. Why you working at UPS? Yo, I ain't working at UPS. I'm trying to find a way out. I'm just staying here just enough time for me to find a way out. So non même situation. Ça qui a passé dans le pays par nous, parce que nous, blacks, nous, c'est haïtiens, on a toujours parlé de Haïti. So, faut que nous toujours monter, faut que nous toujours faire un sens pour parler de Haïti, parce que c'est haïtien, j'ai besoin de pays me changer, j'ai besoin d'entrer dans le pays une fois. J'ai besoin d'appeler des réalités là, dans le pays. Même si vous achetez un caille aux États-Unis, caille là, pas jamais pour. À n'importe temps, vous avez venir prendre caille là, non, so les moutons, situation immigrant ça c'est une autre situation qui j'ont how you could colonize, how you could force people, and the way you forcing these people into cheap labor, you're almost showing them that, okay, we're giving you the opportunity to come to America. But in reality, you're only giving them the opportunity to come work and chase this dream that is unattainable, because the dream was never meant for us black and brown people. It was only meant for certain groups of people up to this day. That's why le wap gade le immigrant vini. Le immigrant vini, yo fait situation avant immigrant jwenn papier. Avant yon jeune papier côté ka voyager, mais pas parler de papier travail, non, on parler de papier côté ka voyager, so ka entrer, vinn joindre pays, vinn ouais pays encore, vinn avant immigrant resi joindre résidence ou joindre citizenship ou joindre yon situation que tu ka voyager, vinn ouais pays pour ça hier. It's a long time, 5 years or more. 5 years or more. So in that, so dans 5 ans ça yo, ça on pense qu'il a fait dans mind immigrant qui vini. Mind li change net. Mind ni chanje net.
Wow. How are you adjusting to life in the States? And since you've been between Florida and Columbus, can you share with us the difference as far as with Florida immigrants and being an immigrant in Columbus?
Being an immigrant in Columbus, no Ohio, wap jwen plis opportunité pour travay kom um, ilegal. Ou kom yon moun ki poko gen papye. Ou ka ou entre sou Biden lan men ou poko gen papye. Wap jwen yon sens kot ou ka fe li gen resources that bay immigrant yon chance, yon opportunité so you ka loy kay sans essayer des documents yo mande dans Floride lan. Floride lan tellement yon state qui plus ou gen yon governor de Santos qui campé red avec immigrants. Li pas tellement li campé red avec employers qui besoin bay immigrant travail. Li depuis jwen yon, c'est pas même immigrant non. Li dit depuis jwen yon business qui bay immigrant yon travail. Y a tellement taxé business lan, like having family, you know, and that's what caused a lot of migrants leaving Florida to come to these states, as of New York, to come to these states like Ohio, to come to these states as these democratic states that gives the immigrant a chance to
Mhm.
to to be able to work, to be able to get some form of documentation, whether it be licenses or whether it be just be able to rent a apartment. They're not gonna ask certain type of documents like in Florida, like as these Republican states, you know. And me watching just the work, they still paying people $9, $8 in Florida. You'll be shocked. The minimum wage in Florida is $15. You have some people that's working for $9, Marie, $10. You know, so you ask yourself, "Lem got by side." I'm like, man, you know, it's totally different. Whereas when in Columbus, the minimum wage is 17. I want to say $17, and when you come here, it's different. You know, they'll start you off at $20. They'll start you off at $25. So you could so that same money that you're making, you could invest it in getting yourself an apartment, getting yourself a vehicle, getting yourself in a position where you could get some type of normality in your mind, you know. But like I said,
Are Columbus being paid more, or is
yes.
balanced to what a normal person would make in Columbus?
Um the cost of living here in Columbus is very, very, very the it's very low. You know, you can find your apartment for $600 a month easily. In some places, you can find them for $550. You know,
Mm.
and when you factor in the fact that a lot of the immigrants, they're not living by themselves, they have two or three family members with them. So now that cost of living gets even more lower. Whereas the American, he wants to stay by himself. He's independent, et cetera, et cetera. But the migrant, they come here and they have two or three family members, cousins, or they're staying with an aunt and uncle where they're dividing the cost of living. So yeah, it not only equals up, but they give them more advantage because you have to think the average migrant, he doesn't have bad credit. He doesn't have no credit. He doesn't have debt. He doesn't have student loans he has to pay back, or he doesn't, or his name, he's not getting medical bills where he has to pay. Whereas the average American, they're getting that, you know. So that's why in a lot of situations when I'm looking at the migrants, they are not they're having a better chance to move in a situation, and if they are educated, they get to move in a lot of different situations to move forward in life a little bit more, I wouldn't say easier, but they have a little bit more advantage for themselves, you know.
What do you foresee happening with the migrant situation um, in the next year or two? What do you think will happen? Um, let's just say, what do you happen if? What do you think will happen if Biden become president again?
Me, I feel it doesn't. It's all a sort of how would I say this? It's all of a sort of control. You know, whether Biden wins or whether Trump wins, the migrant issue is always gonna be here because you the one thing we have to realize is that they're here. We have 3 million migrants that came in 2023 alone, and just in December we had 600,000 migrants come in through southern borders. You know, so they're here right now, and the scenario that I see being played out, there are going to be more resources, more opportunities for these migrants because you have different states who are accepting that, and then you have states that don't want to accept it. But the majority is that these migrants are here, and they're not only here to stay, they're here with their family members who've been living here, who are showing them the ropes and telling them, hey, you need to vote for this politician, or we need to lean more towards this, or we need to create businesses so we can have funds so we can continue to make an impact in our community. You know, you go to certain places in Ohio, you only see Africans. You know, you go to different states, different parts of Ohio, you only see Spanish is being taught. Whereas you would only see, it was like that only in Florida, where they had a little Haiti, where they had a Spanish town, you know. But now you're starting to see this in different parts of the U.S. in states that you wouldn't normally see it, as Maryland, as Kentucky, as Ohio. So the migrant issue is here, and it's gonna stay here. So the Americans, they're looking at a way of controlling this issue. But how can you control something that is out of your control? You know.
Wow. Well, I just want to thank you so much. And I thank each and every one of you guys for watching us. One Love Soul, they have high privileges that would never have. She said it clear. She said it is their privilege for them to have immigrants come in because there are jobs that we would do they wouldn't even think of doing. All over the world, migrants help. 3CP say live. Immigrants live hands to mouth, so they'll take any jobs. Zig Angel Wings, hi LIH. Hello Zig, how's it going? One Love Soul says, so we're not comfortable in our own country and skin anymore. We want to see other places and change, knowing that our country's best to live in, free at peace. 3CP says Biden ain't gonna win unless they steal the election again. Again, it's gonna be civil unrest if that happens. Maxine says, how can you tell people how to vote if they are not yet citizens? That can work against them in the future. I was thinking the same thing, because we're seeing this manipulation type of system. So you convince people, and let's just say our Haitian people, let's say to go vote, and then it turns around to be something else. Um, but one of the things we know is the people who are citizens that can vote It's not the migrants who just traveled into the country. Am I correct?
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Manila Nelson says, hello, hello, Manila. How's it going? Thank you for joining. Eddie Thorne, how's it going? Says, do not Haitians that move to the Dominican Republic mix themselves out as well, and they speak Spanish instead of French there. It's a lot of, maybe it's a way, it's a tactic to survive. But you have a lot of Haitian people that don't want to be associated as Haitians. And it could be a way to protect themselves, feeling as if they expose themselves, especially in the Dominican Republic with their immigration system, um, if they expose themselves and show that they are Haitians, then that will make them a target and it possibly lead to them being deported.
This is a as I said, we as a nation, we've been taught to not love ourselves because we don't know who we are. Our whole heritage of who we are and what we've done has been stricken away from us. It's been taken away from us. So an pil haisyen pa kon ki es nou ye. Nou pa kon kote nou sote, nou pa kon ki sa nou vo. So lè nou rive yon lot kote nou toujou gat lot nasyon kom si nasyon se yon nasyon ki pi bon ou moun sa ka ede nou, but non, tout sa se manti, tout sa se yon it's something that's been hand taught to us for over 150 years. I'm not going to say all the way back to 200 because there was a time when Haitians was thriving and they loved themselves and they knew who they were. But through that, the nations of the nations that were and had the power, they masqueraded that they came to help. You know, I read in a book that when the Americans went to Africa, they came with the Bible. And they told the African tribe leaders, close your eyes and pray. And when the African tribe leaders opened up their eyes, they seen that the Americans owned the land and there was enslaved ships. So you have to see this whole position where Haitians go to another person's land and forget about where they came from. It's a systematic, strategic plan to not only put us back into slavery, but also make us pay for freeing the minds of many other black nations and show them that, hey, there's an opportunity for freedom if you put down the idols that was fed to you by the slave owners, you know, because a lot of times we look at our own culture and discuss. We look at our own Haitian people and say, why they doing that? Why they look like that? But in reality, you're saying that to yourself, you know, because this is what we've been brainwashed to believe, that black does not matter or black is low, or because you have a different belief in anything, that's not the right belief. And you're not falling into the massive, you're not falling into what the mass believe, which is white supremacy, white education, white people are better, you know.
Um, we had a wonderful show tonight.
Amazing show.
Amazing show. And we'll do this again. And you guys, I have 99 watching. Please subscribe to this channel and as well to Max Journey channel. There you get to have more of his knowledge. You get to interact with him more, guys. Let's go by his channel and subscribe. You have my permission to step away from this live and head over to his channel, guys, and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget, guys. Let's show him some support, show him some love, and let him know that you guys are here from Life in Haiti. I'm sure we're gonna do this again. But any last words for tonight before we end the show?
Um, Education is a tool that we rarely talk about. That's why whenever I watch your channel and I see that you're not only helping the elderly, but you're helping the youth, you're helping the young individuals to find power in knowledge, find power in education, you know, and it even says that in the book, the great book, the Bible, that says that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. You know, educate yourself on who you are, educate yourself on what's happening, educate yourself on what the media is pushing and why they're pushing this agenda. You know, a lot of things I said on the channel, it comes from a passion of, I thank God for the opportunity that I am here where I'm at, but I also always think about and humble myself, and I think about Haiti, and I pray that there'll be a day where Haiti is no longer a, looked at as the poorest or this country that can't sustain itself. You know, I say this to say that Marie, it's been a pleasure to be here. It's been a pleasure to be here with your viewers and just be able to interact and speak on an open platform where um you know it's good.
Education is, you know, big issue within our country, and what we're seeing is that this is a system that's set against us. It's a system designed to tear down not only Black people, but especially Haiti. That's really in a fragile state. And so I ask people to support the channel so we can do more, to share the channel, guys, so that we can continue to do more. Because it seems as if the plan is for us to just be forgotten in a way, and to train us in a way to really dislike our own country and things that's happening within our country. I hear this all the time and I get really upset when I hear it about Haiti being so poor. And I honestly don't know where people get that idea that Haiti is poor. But you're right, with the system that's set in place systematically to the eyes, the trash that's everywhere and the hunger and the poverty, I guess you can say that we are poor. But we know internally this piece of land that Haitians sit on is not poor. The thing is convincing ourselves that we are not poor and to start moving in that confidence that we are not poor. Until we can get that through our heads, then we will forever believe what other nations or what the news or whatever the narrative is that's portrayed and pushed in reference to Haiti. Look at DR. You don't hear DR being pushed as one of the poorest. They have the same resources that Haiti has. And when you say this, a lot of people will get, upset and say that, but the only thing I can think of is the fact that on our side, we are dark skinned, and on their side, they are fair skinned. And because they are fair skinned, it's so much easier to um, attach them as thriving while keeping us as the poor, and yada, yada, yada. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you. I must say this in reference to Haitian people, and I made this post on my community post today, but I will read it to everyone who is watching. And this is just when I read this, it was like a revelation. And it made me realize like this is one of my favorite quotes that I've heard in a long time because it reminded me of us, the Haitian people. We are that bottle of water. It says a bottle of water in the grocery store is worth about $3. The same bottle in a club costs $5. In a good restaurant or hotel, it can be worth up to $10. At an airport or on the plane, you may be charged $12. The bottle and the brand is the same. The only thing that changes is the place. Each place gives a different value to the same product. When you feel like you are worth nothing and everyone around you belittles you, change places. Do not stay there. Have the courage to change places and go to a place where you are given the value you deserve. Surround yourself with people who really appreciate your worth. Don't settle for less.
Amen.
I don't know when our people will realize that. I don't know when our people will start standing up for themselves and standing up and demanding respect. But at some point, my hope is that they know, even though the world may look at us as poor, that it's up to you to value yourself because it's the places we're hanging out that it's like we need to change places. I don't know if you guys got it, you know, um, understood it like I did, but it was a great show, Mac. Thank you so much. You have a blessed night. We definitely will do this again.
Thank
And
you. No, thank you, Marie. Thank you. You are inspiration.
yes, and you keep it up, and you know I'm gonna be keeping up with you, and we'll do this again soon.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. Life
Love
in
you.
Haiti.
You have a blessed one. Awesome live, guys. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you guys for coming in and spending this awesome time with me. If you've yet to subscribe to this channel, please do subscribe. And don't forget, guys, to check out our guests. India, welcome to the live. Each and every one. I love you guys. If I didn't mention you or if I didn't mention your name, please credit it to my brain, but not my love, not my heart, guys. Love you guys. Thank you all so much. Be kind to one another. We must value ourselves, guys, or change places. Even people that are in our lives that belittles us or attempt to belittle us. Um, until next time, guys, this week, keep Haiti in prayer. As you guys know that follow things that's happening in Haiti, this week is supposed to be a very tough week. This is a February week, and I guess this is usually where they do their politics and yada yada yada. And they are supposed to be demonstrating protests and yada 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 in the streets of Haiti. So if you have family members in Haiti, please encourage them not to be out in the streets and to stay put and to stay in a safe area, as safe as possible if they can. You guys be kind to one another. Tell somebody you love them. I love you guys, and I thank you all so much for coming to spend this time with me. Until next time, guys.